Yeah. That's cool, thank you, Harvey. Right, yeah, hi all, welcome. So, first time I ever worked on a Ford. So this is a Ford Focus Mk2 2006. Issues are power steering pump. So, basically, what was happening on the engine is when my friend was running the car, it was basically whining like a bandit. So open at the bonnet and there's literally oil everywhere around this sort of entire section here, over everything. So of course normally there's the alternator here, and then the coolant, the power steering bottle, which is normally here as well, and of course like the belt, it's the belt, etc., goes around it all. So what we did is we basically cleaned it all up, put some cardboard underneath, cleaned everything up, and then put some more fluid. And the fluid that the garage said, so we assume it's correct fluid. I've got another bottle of it today, so I can sort of rinse it through, sorry. It's this one here. So this is what the garage said for this car, is what the power steering takes. So I poured a bit into the bottle, start the engine up, turn the steering wheel a little bit, and literally it was spraying everywhere on this belt. Couldn't tell where it's coming from. So what I did is I took the headlight out, but obviously just cleaned it up again, basically, put a little bit more oil in, started it up, had a good look around, obviously I can see it spitting oil everywhere. And then when I came down this angle down here, I can basically see the power steering pump was through there, and I could see that it was the union bolt, what they call the union bolt, that goes onto there, and it's literally, as soon as she turned the steering wheel, it was spraying at the side. So obviously you'll see that in a minute on the video. Now the union bolt, again, I'm not an expert on these, is just here. So it's literally spraying out of the gap there. So this is basically a one-time use bolt and a one-time use hose. It has like a seal inside and a clip inside. So what you're meant to do, from what I've read on the internet, is you're meant to basically replace the lines, which is what I've done yesterday. So these are the original lines off the car. I bought a new set of lines off eBay for like 35 quid. Which came with a brand new union bolt, plus literally everything else that was there. So that was good. So that came yesterday. I've installed it into the car. If I can sort of show you that, there's the new lines just down there. So no drama at all. Went straight in about 20 minutes roughly. So that was fine. I also ordered the new pump. So this is the original Ford pump. Now, the reason I ordered a new pump is because I don't have to do this job twice again. And a new pump is pretty cheap. Obviously, no doubt if you go for a Ford pump, it's probably gonna cost you hundreds and hundreds of pounds. But on eBay, there's millions of pumps. They're basically 50, 60 quid each, which is what this one here is. And they have the same part number, like 7163 or something, I think it was. Yes, what did it say on it? It said, what did it say? It said, yeah, 7613 on the side. And then I looked on the internet, and there's basically loads on eBay, and they're all the same basically. Obviously I've just got it. Sensors the same. I have noticed clearly that pipe is at that angle. That pipe there is straight, but it looks to be the same underneath it. And I noticed this one has like a groove. This one has two threaded slots. So in a minute I'll pop this out, and hopefully it's just the same size fitting in there, which it probably should be. Otherwise everything else looks exactly the same on the pump. I checked the bottle, I cleaned the bottle. There was no cracks or anything in the bottle, so that was good. Now the union pipes, so the union bolts is the key critical thing that I'm going to show you in a minute. This is a bit I could not find on the internet anywhere. So a guy called Sandy has got a really good video. So thank you, Sandy, on YouTube. Excellent stuff. But no one shows the actual bolt. So what we're meant to do with this is you do not put this on the pipe. That is critical. What you do is you obviously just screw it into the pump, and then the torque for this particular model, my particular car, is 33 Nm, 33 Newton meters of torque. It says you don't put any additional material on the thread. You just have the Teflon washer at the end, and that's it. So screw it in there, 33, job done. Oh, and I must say actually that they do two different sizes, 21mm and an 18mm. This particular car here had an 18mm, so I made sure that I ordered an additional 18mm just in case it was different. It could be that one's 18, one's 21, they're exactly the same in all other aspects, but I'm not risking it. So that was like an extra sort of £7 for an addition for an 18mm guaranteed. So I split them out, done it £33 NM. Then I'm going to basically bolt that in. Then the technique is that obviously one end just pushes on here. The critical end, this piece here, what you do is once this is in place, you then put some lubrication on the sort of the blank end. So pretend that's not there. A bit of lubrication on the blank end, and what you do is you literally just push it straight and firmly into the pump, into this, the plonk, and then you then bolt the bracket in place using, I think it's like a 10mm bolt, I think it was, to hold it all in place. So it's critical that you don't put the union nut first on the pipes. You have to put it into here, install it all, then push it in afterwards. That's a technique. So I'll show you that in a minute, okay? And there's the alternator, which I had to take out as well. Right, let me cross a quick extra bit. Yeah, that piece there literally just unscrews with a screwdriver. See, it's got some bit of oil in there, which is good news. You can see inside there, there's a couple of seals in there, so when it pushes in, and then you've got a little snap ring there, so that means that obviously means that it's not going to come out again. That's why it's meant to be a one-use only situation. Some people on the internet say if you're extremely careful, you can just cut it off with a Dremel, but obviously you can't get any imperfections on the metalwork when you do that. But the general consensus from 99% of the people is you just stick in some new lines, but yeah, anyway, that's it there. So imagine it'd be quite difficult to cut through that and get it out without scratching and damaging the metal pipe work, Anyway, that is it. I'm going to now screw that into there, do the 33 NM, and then double check. I'll remove this, of course, as well, and double check that this is exactly the same as that, and then get that installed into the car, and then put the pipes on, and then put that on with the belt. Right, let's go. Right then, yeah. So the pump's obviously in. So what you do is you put 3 bolts in, but not this top one, the accessor one here that goes for the bracket, that holds this bracket here. Now the absolute key thing with this whole install is not cocking up this into the union. Now obviously excuse the camera work here, I've got the head torch on, difficult to see, etc, etc. What I've done is I put some fluid in there and onto, obviously there's some inside the union bolt. Let's say excuse this exceptionally poor camera work. There you go. Now I want to sort of line that up there. I kind of wanted to film this, but obviously equally I don't want to cock it all up, because obviously it's more priority to get this thing in rather than film it. And you get there. So obviously I can't really see jack all, so. And I've checked to make sure the belt is in the right position as well in terms of its, I can definitely get it in. So let me just get my hand around there in a minute. So this is the part here that no one I'm aware of has shown on the internet. Where is it? Right then, yeah. So I really wanted to show me inserting this, the barb, into the union here. I have just tried, and there's no way I can get my camera in there and get my 2 hands in there to make sure that it's going on straight, because for me it's much more important I don't cock this up versus filming it for YouTube. So I'm going to do it now, pause the video, do it now, and then I'll tell you in a moment if it just clicked in. For example, I have put some fluid on the black barb, which you see just down there, so in theory it should just hopefully just push in and hopefully it'll just snap in place. So let's see. Right then, yeah, I swear you're not going to be able to push this in by hand. So the technique for this is you can come in under this angle here, and then once you're in here, you can then put a little bit of tiny bit of wood on there held, and then just tap like that. And then by doing that, it taps it flush into place, which you can see there. So now it's done that, you can see where the bracket is. So I'm now going to obviously adjust the bracket, get this bracket in place, and then that then should be good. Then put the belt back on into roughly right position, put the sensor on, and then put the, probably connect up that bottom pipe there, I expect, to the reservoir, then put the alternator back in. So yes, but going in this angle here, you do need to take the headlight out, so, but going in that angle, you can tap it on, and I swear you can't, well, I definitely could not push mine on. It was absolutely rock solid, but gentle taps, happy days. Right then, yep, so the new stuff is in, all the hoses are connected. It didn't matter that the pump, this pipe here, was obviously at this angle on this genuine pump, and it was straight out on the other pump. Didn't really matter. It obviously made it a little bit tighter in terms of getting the angle on here, made it a little bit shorter, I mean, sorry, just to put this on here with a clip on. Otherwise it went on completely fine. Now, I did start up quickly, but it was whining like a bandit. Now, two reasons, possibly. For the most important reason is probably because it's got air in the system. That's the most likely thing. And also it could still have some oil and stuff on the belt. So something to sort of consider, but I believe it's just mostly because it has air in the system. Now, I just looked up the system. Right, yeah, so what I'm going to do now is, as I haven't got a friend to help me, put it there. And you see, it's obviously that's obviously a lot of bubbles, yeah, because I'm doing this manually now. So the car's now jacked in the air, and I'm now going to turn it left to right a few times, just so you can see how many bubbles come out. And obviously, I can see it from here as well. I can see the bubbles which are merging. Okay, full lock on the right. That's now full lock right. Okay, full lock left again. And obviously I can obviously again, it's on now. Now before, it was leaking from the union bolt just down there, where you can see the black line going into the shiny bolt. And it's literally, every time you turn the steering wheel, it's literally spraying onto the belt, which obviously is then flicking it everywhere. Okay, and like I say, like I mentioned, yeah, that part there comes with the lines. You have to replace the lines and that. And obviously, if you think the pump's damaged, you might as well do the pump at the same time. It's all at good price, basically. Right, yeah, that is very, very good. So, in the end, basically, we had that leak on the union down there. And so what I did is I replaced all of the lines. And so there's the union there that was at fault. And what this is basically is it's got an olive on the end. It pushes through the little clip, and then there's two sort of Teflon rubber washers inside. Obviously it just failed, and it's literally spraying out when you put it under pressure. So replaced the whole lines. Literally the line's like 35 quid. Sometimes they come with a union. If not, the union's literally between £5 and £8 for a union. So easy, fairly easy. The pump itself, this is a genuine one. Could have been okay, who knows? But whilst we're in there, and the fact that that's a one-time use union, you might as well replace the pump whilst you're there. And that was basically like 50 quid. There's loads on eBay, 50 quid all day long. And that was it. And obviously new fluid. That one there, Stevenson White fluid, which is what Halfords gave us. It's £11.99 for a litre. I'm now going to sort of try and flush the system through, try and get rid of the sort of mucky stuff that's in there, and try and get it looking a bit cleaner from there. Otherwise, and I say, I had to use a ton of cleaning products because obviously there's oil everywhere. So I use literally tons of brake cleaner like that. That's all you need. And lots of cardboard and rags and all that sort of stuff. Otherwise, not too bad a job, I would say. Cool, thanks all, and all the best.